And I don't got pass for the crew. So why don't you show that you love me? The same way you say that you do. The game of love gets so ugly, like the passion pet at the zoo, So why don't you show that you love me? The same way you say that you do. The game of love rough like rugby. And I don't got pass for the crew. So why don't you show that you love me? The same way you say that you do. The game of love gets so ugly, like the passion pet at the zoo. Why?
When the microphone's checked and the headphones fit, feel the bass in your chest, feel like your head's gonna split. Come out of all the mess, leave the dead zone quick. Make sure your arms hard like they were left on bricks. If you think this is a game, then
What if there was a dream hack PC? What if we told you there is? This is the Dream Hack PC, built with the best components on the market, optimized for a flawless esports experience. Just add games.
Come one, come all. It is the Dream League Season 7 Grand Finals. We have already made our way through not one, but 2 games, and this could be it. Planet Odd versus Team Liquid. Planet Odd now have secured their 2nd win. This one a bit more convincing than the first game. And welcome back my panel now. We have Cap, we have Merlini, and none other than Slacks himself. Gentlemen, this could be it. One more win, and suddenly we have a new Dream League champion. Is it going to happen that way, Slacks? Liquid looked pretty down. What do you think?
Very well could. I mean, Liquid knows how it feels to be on the other side of the coin now. They're about to get 3-0'd. You just can't give Resolution the anti-mage, ever.
Yeah,
he will
you really
destroy you.
And Resolution played so good in that game. Like, if you watch his movement, like he played, you remember that Roshan standoff? It was like 5-6 minutes long that they were just both kind of like standing around that pit area. Resolution's pushing out top. You know, Liquid were responding in the right way. They weren't over-committing. They kept putting like GH on the Slardar. He'd like sprint up there. He'd deal with the creep wave just enough to be able to get it moving forward, and then he'd join his team again to make sure there wasn't any sort of like smoke rotation or Roshan was starting anything like that, right? So they were kind of always prepared for the engagement, but Resolution just kept on reading exactly what Team Liquid was doing, kept optimally split pushing exactly the right amount, had some pretty sick like small mechanical plays like that Manta dodge on the Slardar stun. But I think overall he just like read the game perfectly.
Yeah. When we look at both those games, game 1, absolute bloodbath. Both teams running at each other. And game 2 was really a modification off of that game. The positioning from both these guys, they were very careful, but it's that, you know, it took a lot to be able to kill anybody. They were constantly running, and that's what made Resolution get so far ahead, because he was able to split push.
Moon Meander had an excellent game as well. These team fights, Moon Meander was doing so much work in the early game. And then Saksa had some amazing ultimates. I mean, we were talking about how like Cold Embrace, you can't really use it too well in this game, but he made the most out of his ultimate in almost every single engagement. I think that in these sort of engagements, we're seeing plays from these players from Planet Odd. Like we're seeing performances by Moon Meander, by Weehaw, I would say even Saksa, performances that we haven't seen all year long. You know, this is supposed to be, they were 2nd at TI, right? This is a squad that's supposed to be like super good, and they just were subpar for most of the year, and all of a sudden they're just going off.
What is it, Ben? What is it about it? Is it being able to jump into a series and have that we don't really care attitude just suddenly makes Dota players play so well, a la Planet Odd now and maybe Virtus Pro at Summit, or is it something else?
It might be. I think there's that philosophy, and there's other philosophy where they're out of TI, and they're like, now we have something to prove that you mentioned earlier, but we don't exactly know for them, but regardless, they are playing amazingly right now, and I have to give credit to Slikes. Like, never bet against Rezo AM. You're like an idiot savant sometimes. Like,
hey, you didn't have to put the idiot in there, but
you're just a savant.
Thanks.
A meme savant.
Well, you know, you talk about like how it's been so long since we've seen them play before and like this. And I have to say, I haven't seen them play since they were DC in ESL Genting. In the finals, same kind of deal. They're underdogs again. They're going against a strong team, but these guys thrive off that pressure. That's when they have the confidence to do whatever they want. They don't care. They will pick anything. AM 3rd pick, who cares? Let's do it. Balls to the wall action. That's how they win these games.
Is it pressure or is it lack of pressure? Which one is it? Because using qualifiers pressure?
Yeah. But at the same time, that's, I told you before when this started, they've been saving strats for TI8, all right? That's not pressure for them.
I think what you're saying is they're best when they're not on top, right?
Right.
They have something to prove, right? That was their TI run, something to prove.
Yes.
Now
right? They were literally like a group of just rejects, right? That's what they were. They were pretty much reject, except for Resolution who rejected TIS region. Like they were mostly the ones who got kicked, and they
the little rascals. They scrapped them together, and it's like one of those powerhouse teams that you get to see all their individual talents just really shine. We actually have our MVP vote as decided by you watching at home. We'll just see how wrong you are.
Hey!
Weehaw has earned the vote from the people watching at home, 39% for them. I don't know, Resolution 17%, that anti-mage, you know, the tried and true, was able to kind of put the team up on his back. I'm happy to see no one, though, gets 0%. Everyone gets at least a little bit of love.
Yeah, sure. Well, you know, I have to agree with the chat there. I mean, it was either going to be hit or miss, and sometimes it's a little random. So the 17% on that anti-mage makes a lot of sense to me.
Was
that a stretch?
That was a bit of a stretch.
I thought it was good. By still savant?
we've been praising a lot of Planet Odd.
Some kind of
Our
savant, right?
But let's talk a bit about Liquid here. Obviously, seems to be a bit of a cloud there. Obviously a little down, probably not expecting to be in this kind of position where they're now 0-2. As Kuro had said here on the panel, as GH had said in the interview, they're here to win. So what does Liquid need to do to just get a win in this grand final and stay
Let's
alive?
review the Game 2 draft. They went Shadow Shaman first and gave up Earthshaker. And Earthshaker, Moon has just been on fire in that hero. Okay, I don't think you give away the hero and get that in return. I think if you could keep her a Wisp, yeah, that's fine. I don't think you give away Shaker. And then, secondly, they had a strat that kind of went every which direction too. They were like, okay, we want physical damage with the Slaughter, but then like, okay, we want pure damage with the OD because we kind of need to deal with the anti-mage. And then they're like, okay, we're going to go Elder Titan too. So it was a lot of mix of things, whereas Planet Odds are like, okay, we're going to make space for Rezo. Rezo's going to get big, and we're going to win the game. That's simple. That's easy to execute. You're not going too fancy. And then thirdly, I think Matamba Man is playing Viper and Venomancer. Yeah. These are not his bread and butter heroes that he has been playing for them to get to this point.
Yep. And I think that Planet Odd are also playing very well against those kind of heroes. I think, for example, in this game 2, you saw this Venomancer. It's not a hero that's very easy to challenge. So what they did is they just said, okay, we're not going to challenge it at all. We're just going to make sure that this aggro nonsense that's happening from Team Liquid, we're going to stop that. We're actually going to win Animage his lane when he's supposed to be the one that's being pressured, right? And a Venomancer, like that's the thing. You contest a Venomancer, he's usually going to get what he wants anyway. Yeah. So there's not a big difference between the contested Venomancer and the completely uncontested Venomancer who's kind of like free farming and you know, he's going to kind of free farm and he's going to push down that tower either way. So what they did is just, they made the best of the other laning situations. You've got a somewhat farmed Venomancer, but isn't going to impact like a hugely amount, especially against this Resolution Animage, right? Yeah. Who's very good versus Venomancer in the teamfight scenarios, but is also good at being able to stay away from the teamfights in the early part of the game and kind of just split push and keep things apart.
I think you guys make fantastic points, especially with these heroes that we've seen only kind of be popular in this tournament. It's time to go back to your roots on Liquid. I want to see some Lycan Darkseer combo. Give Matamba Man things that get in people's faces and have a way to get out. That's what he's best at. No more spitty snakes. The snake time is over. The dynasty is dead. Let's move on.
Yeah, when we were talking a lot about Liquid yesterday at the start of the event, it was a lot about, are they not picking to win, but playing to win? And I wonder if it's just kind of come around to the point where it's like, okay, you can't get by with that anymore. It got you through day one and even got you through that first series matchup against Planet Odd. But at this point, yeah, kind of like what Slacks is saying, you might have to go to the old tried and true. But I don't know if in Liquid's mind, they're like, this is stuff we want to hold out for the big show.
Okay, guys, let me give you a hint here. Matamba, if you're scared of picking Lycan because you think people might ban it against you, we all know, bro, okay? Bring out the Lycan, baby boy.
I'd be okay with them taking the Animage on the side of Liquid, actually. Yeah. Doing the Animage Darkseer that they did, where it was very like teamfight-oriented Animage that got up in your face a lot.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that earlier, that Animage would be the hero to watch in this series, because both teams love it so much. So you think that it's a possibility?
Yeah, I think they should just draft more teamfight.
I don't really want that to be anti-mage.
I'll throw out a random.
You want Resolution to have it?
No, I just don't think they're. I think they played it a lot yesterday, and they have better strategies. Like for example, we wasn't. I think if we were playing at 100% yesterday, they would have won the games versus the anti-mage. And I think today he's proven that he's on top of his game, and it's scary.
Looks like we got our Game 3 draft underway. Planet Odd just need one more win to take this best of 5 and be your new Dream League champions. Liquid need a win to just stay afloat. First pick, they will take the Earthshaker themselves, and so possibly denying that pick away from Planet Odd and Moon in particular, while Planet Odd do continue the respect bans, getting rid of the GH Coddle and the Wisp.
So they should consider whether or not they want Clockwork. Clockwork is a very common pickup versus Earthshaker. Makes his just life extremely difficult either as a support or a core. They might take that first phase for Moon, I would say.
Isn't there anybody else?
Also out there.
Yeah, I haven't liked the Clockwork. He sucks.
No.
Moon's Clockwork.
He doesn't.
Moon's Clockwork does not suck, but Clockwork in general has had a really hard time getting some wins.
Early pickup of the Rubik here. We've seen a couple of first phase Rubiks, but you know, to prioritize them over Spirit Breakers and Sand Kings and such does feel a little interesting here, but
Yeah,
Planet Odd seemed happy.
I think you're just okay with it against Earthshaker. It's a quick reaction hero that can stop the Echo Slam into the rest of the combination. It steals Fisher. It gives you more magic armor as well.
There are a lot of people here who
There's
would
a lot of
love to see Meepo. They have been calling for it nonstop. It has received a couple of bans already in this series.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're up 2 games. I know they already have that Earthshaker, though, but, you know, who knows?
Get a little clowny. Come on, boys.
Who knows? They might give back to the fans here. We'll have to see.
They do have last pick.
That sounds terrifying. Playing Meepo into first pick Earthshaker.
Yeah.
You could get Sven, you could get Winter Wyvern, like you could literally get every counter in the book against it.
They'll remove one of those possible counters and take it for themselves. The Legion Commander will be what looks like possibly the Moon Meander pickup. So they are prioritizing Moon Meander in that first phase. Back to Liquid side. You already see a Legion Commander there. You see a Rubik. You probably don't want to get anything that will hand over something too tasty, but I want to say overall we just have not seen too many of those defensive supports. I feel like those are just kind of out the window a bit. I know Dazzle's been long off the road.
Boys.
We haven't seen too much Wisp, but it's been a lot more proactive stuff like Shadow Shaman, for example. But yeah, here it is. The Lycan will come out from Liquid's side.
Survey says Darkseer coming up soon. Come on, Team Liquid. Do the old combo. They won so many games like that in the league play, and it was unstoppable. Please.
I think Planet Odd are definitely going to ban it. They'd be okay with leaving it out there if Earthshaker wasn't already on the side of Liquid.
Interesting.
That's too dangerous of a combo to give.
Good ban, of course, on the Shadow Shaman. Would have only helped the momentum in the push.
Mm-hmm.
Sven is one of the most common core pickups versus Lycan. Has a lot of armor, a lot of damage, and the Wolves are pretty much useless in the team fights. Also, I think he can keep up with Lycan's amount of farm. What else?
I think Clockwork has more value, a little bit more value in this game with the Lycan picked up now.
Boo to Clockwork, I say. Boo to Clockworks indeed. Let's get some of that OD Pixel strat, eh? How about a nice Bloodseeker? Can't do anything as like, and you just stand there doing nothing.
Blade Mail run around.
Blade Mail away. Oh, the shame. The worst way to die.
Sven ban, so it was a good call, but something Liquid do recognize themselves and will take out of the playing field. And then the TA gonna go. Planet Odd, curious to see if Liquid are gonna ramp up the snowball and physical damage potential there. We go back to Planet Odd side.
Oh, there
we
it
go.
is. Oh no.
Right to the anti-mage again here.
Jeez, yeah, there we go. Third pick again. We saw how powerful it has been for this team. And they're going to go for a Visage. Interesting.
Lycan Visage is a classic.
Really? Why is
Yeah,
that? Just harsh push?
Ow.
Hmm?
Ow.
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 At this point in time, you're looking at like
how?
a full push squad from Team Liquid. That if Animage does want to be one of those like split pushing farming heroes, you're just gonna lose all your objectives so quickly because they're playing 4 versus 5 into a lineup that Liquid probably has better team fight, better pushing power.
Visage can also kind of deal with the split push of AM by pushing out lanes of his own. So AM sometimes has to be really reactive and like, okay, Visage is pushing out my lanes. So it's okay in that regard. A lot of physical damage burst and pretty decent stun log if they can get their hands on the AM, but very difficult with the LC paired behind anti-mage.
You just get like one controlling support on the side of Liquid. Your Visage and Lycan just tear people up with the physical damage they've got.
What other controlling supports do we have left? Shadow Shaman's already been banned. There are no other ones.
One
Sand King,
that
Breaker
hasn't been out there a whole lot is Disruptor.
Oh.
He's definitely fallen by the wayside quite a bit, but Spirit Marco.
Breaker picked up for Planet Odd. Good stuff. Makes a lot of space. Secures that early game. And next one coming up for Liquid. Come on. Show me the Disruptor. I know what, I mean, Darkseer. Please. You can do it. It's perfect team fight.
So keep in mind, we saw this duo coming out from Secret earlier, the LC plus Spirit Breaker, and they had a Necrophos pair with it. This time they have the Anti-Mage with them.
Oh yeah, that was that Zeus game too, right?
Yeah.
Or position.
So they still can fight with this lineup. It's more of a 4-on-5, but they just need a pretty heavy team fighter mid or heavy early game fighter.
I will say about the Darkseer slacks that One reason they may not pick it is because I don't think you have the duo with the Darkseer. And I think that's one of the more potent reasons to grab that hero is that you do have this aggro dual lane that's able to do a lot. If anything, I don't feel that same power whenever I've watched the Earthshaker Darkseer games.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Earthshaker's support.
You do like to pair up Earthshaker with another kind of lane dominator that has some bursty stuff. So, okay.
But maybe Liquid's, you know, they don't mind it.
I mean, he's not great against the anti-mage either. Huge mana pool. When he's empty, he can like team wipe everybody.
Yeah, you don't feel the pressure of the Ion Shell like you normally do against other laners.
Could make a similar case if Liquid were even considering something like the Enigma with anti-mage and Rubik already out there. You're probably looking at other options for sure.
Yeah, that's a risky pickup, but we've seen it work before. And
oh,
hello.
God.
Huskar, and they're going to save maybe that 5th pick for that defensive pickup, whether it be a Oracle or a Dazzle or something like that.
Damn.
Liquid with their backs against the wall, one loss away from being eliminated, say, let's Huskar.
Sure. I mean, Huskar can be a bit of a desperation hero. He's pretty good, but you bring him out in situations that you really need something OP. So let's see if it's
who's
OP.
playing it?
Wow, that's
Yeah,
It's usually Matumba, man.
I was wondering about that because
there's no way they're not going to let Matumba be on his liking, though.
this means it's now a Vistage support, and they're going to pick, Oracle or Dazzle.
Wow,
as
they
their other
still
support.
last banned the AA, even though it's likely a mid-hero last. If they picked AA, they'd have to put like Spirit Breaker in the offlane, or AA mid, both of which are pretty unlikely. But AA destroys, I would say, Huskar and Lycan, and usually the support pair with Huskar. So this is the cheese.
Yeah, this is as cheesy as it gets, but I'm still a little worried. Planet On, they have a nice couple ways to stop the Huskar from going ham. Some nice stuns, some nice control. Legion Commander, pretty good there too. I don't know.
They don't have that like really threatening burst damage.
Now they do.
They've got it now. Nina, nice
Got
pickup.
Versus
Turns into
Huskar?
a physical damage dealer as well. Hard to push into.
Come on, she gets an Ags, that's pure damage, right? That's great against Huskar.
I think you turn into a physical damage dealer rather than go for the Aghanim Scepter.
But
Boring.
sometimes people like the hero that can actually jump the Oracle, because like it doesn't really matter what you have if you can't kill the Oracle. So
Sure.
Let's get some quick predictions, guys, so we can throw things over. What do you think their Slacks? Huskar, Liquid going to do it, or Odd winning this thing?
It's stupid to go against a Rezo Anti-Mage, I will say. However, this is Huskar Oracle. This is broken. This is why people ban it. So let's go for Team Liquid.
So game 4, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a Matumba man Lycan. I'm kind of leaning towards Liquid. Yeah, Liquid.
For you, Ben?
I don't like the Huskar here so much, but I also don't like AM here. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the Liquid.
You know, with Liquid?
No, don't do this.
I'm thinking Odd, so I'll be the one to change things up if anyone cares. Let's go ahead and throw things over now to what potentially could be the last game. We'll have to see. Sending it now to OD and Fog.
Thank you very much, Cottle Guy. And indeed, Game 3, Liquid's life on the line here, bringing out the Huskar Oracle strats. What are we thinking, Fog? The panel seem to love it. Are you a fan of it here?
I think it's pretty hard to beat when you get a 4th and 5th last pick Huskar Oracle, and when you have like an anti-mage, and the other 4, you look at like Rubik, Spirit Breaker, Legion Commander, and Alina. Don't know if they're going to be able to fight at this like this 4v5 and be able to stall out long enough, because Liquid can gather up and actually just pressure and take out buildings fast enough before Resolution is able to get online in that complete split push faction. So yeah, I'm probably leaning on Liquid as well.
Yeah, all about whether this goes late or not. It really is. You know, if this does end up being a free farm anti-mage game,
Soxa.
could be potential first blood setup here. They've got the Fisher as well. Moving Matumba man in.
He's blocked.
Popping the high. Oh, yeah, the Fisher's on point. Saxa's blocked in. That'll be your first blood. Kuro takes it. Catching the Rubik out. Liquid with a great start to the game. We'll see Odd try and use this opportunity to try and steal the bottom map bounty rune, if they can, but still with 30 seconds until the bell tolls. Liquid can get back down there to hold control of that area as well.
We got another mid ward coming out for Team Liquid. Or this time this time Liquid actually has the ward. For the most part, it seems like Odd has been having the advantage in the mid ward in majority of the matchups so far. Weehaw always seems to have that one. Let's see what Weehaw can do. I mean, he's been playing incredibly well in this series. He like kicked it up massively, looking back to be in his old shape from what we used to, the old Weehaw we used to love and see. More aggression coming out into Misery. just zoning away from the rune.
Just harassing back the Breaker. That Grave Chill as well. They're going to be able to do a fair bit to him, bringing it down to half health. Misery still yet to skill.
This is where the lanes are a little weird because of the draft that they actually ended up having. It's Lycan mid versus the Lina.
Okay.
So it definitely can suffer quite a lot versus that heavy nuke and that massive range. Lycan should not be able to. I mean, you're going to farm, but not too well.
Is this just because you don't want the Huskar to have to deal with the Lina? What are you trying to open up in terms of possibilities with this move with Matuma Man to the mid?
I mean, when you pick a Huskar, the game is about the Huskar. So putting him in the safe lane, having him the free farm is much more important than having like contested farm, which is what would happen from that middle lane.
Top lane, mind control, out of mana as he gets dragged out of position. Rezo gets the punches through. Bottom lane, Moon trying to trade hits with GH. A couple of spears on him though. Moon starting to fall a little low. Continuing to man up, trading a little more favorably until now, but with the Grave Chill, Moon has to be careful. He's got to respect the potential for Miracle to come in and start to really force him out of the lane there with the Burning Spears.
The Blightstone on GH for the starting item to help zone out a bit, really helping.
And coming forward again with that Grave Chill. I mean, Moon, he's going to fall very low. In fact,
should be fine with Stout Shield.
Incredibly close there. Does have to be careful.
This fun little battle in the jungle that's been happening for about a minute long so far. Kuroki versus Misery. Kuroki with boots, just able to outdistance Misery non-stop.
And I guess this is good for Liquid. We're just limiting what Misery can do in terms of making a play at level 1 with the Breaker.
Yeah. Kuro chases all the way out.
Yeah.
And they put a ward to watch whenever Legion Commander does go to the jungle, or resort to that, so they'll know whenever the rotation comes out from the Spirit Breaker. It's kind of a double usage ward to watch the charge and the jungle. Kuroki getting charged up mid for Misery, but has to stop getting into the tower range.
Of course, with these lanes though as well, it is going to be another game where in the early laning stage, Rezo's anti-mage is going to be entirely uncontested as it seems. He is going to get that free farm to begin with. Middle lane, Kuro actually gets taken down there. We are finding the chance to nuke him down, find the kill. Kuro underestimating the range there, the Lina.
Yep, that attack range. And I like that Planet Odd emphasized on putting a deep ward in the bottom jungle to block the pull, because Visage is a hero that needs to pull and get levels. Misery getting chased down a bit by Kuroki and Mind Control.
Does have the charge, but Mind Control, of course, has got a Fissure available.
He's really tanky too. This is a very tough kill for them to try to get between the two of them. Even with the Fissure.
I mean, at the least.
That's a lot of buy blocks.
Certainly causing issues. I mean, this is, as we say, making it very hard for Misery to get much done across the map.
Yeah.
But I guess on the other side, you could look at his Misery, drawing the attention of two of the heroes of Liquid away from the lanes. But that doesn't seem to be an issue in terms of farm. Bottom lane, Miracle doing more than fine. But the same to be said, of course, for Rezo up on top. Still pretty much bang on with the CS.
All got to come down to is can they handle the Huskar when he gets that arm? Like, can they handle when they group up with the Oracle and the Husk? Matu getting heavily harassed in the middle lane, but his last hitting is not too shabby. 18-0 to the 20 with 2 and 3. Having to bring a couple extra regen out because you're not a hero that really typically goes bottle as a Lycan. So he's brought a couple salves, so he does have a good chunk of last hits, but his net worth is a good amount lower than Weehaw.
Yeah, because of that kill.
Yeah.
Onto Kuro. And as we can see it with Dragon Slave, Matuma indeed being forced back. But the wave's pushing in. He can farm it pretty safely underneath that tier 1.
Oh my goodness, almost just dies to that Dragon Slave. The scary thing is too that Weehaw is going to be able to pressure this tower and take it very early at this rate versus Matu, because there's no way that he can force him off of it at all. Kuroki actually is going to have to start rotating in, but Kuro's only level 1.
Weehaw did head over, see if he could find some action onto Kuro. There will be a charge coming in towards Matuma Man. Looks like Misery does want to commit with this, with the wave pushing in. Does have to back up. They will get the root off underneath the range of the tower. I'm seeing Misery taking quite a bit of damage in return. Weeha's going to move forward, looking for Kuro, but a Fissure from Mind Control as he comes in with a rotation. Could set up for some kills for Liquid. They'll get Misery at least. May even get more. GH is coming as well. Looked for the Grave Chill. Does get it off. Light Strike holds back the Visage. But Liquid move up to the high ground. No Shrine yet, of course. Still 20 seconds before it's available. And Liquid clean up both kills.
Whew. Misery maybe with a little bit of a overzealous charge under the tower there with a big 3 or 4 hero rotation coming out from Liquid, but they didn't see those heroes rotating in. So he wanted to try to go for that type of kill. And they get punished heavily. Now Matu's ahead of the Lina in the middle lane.
Look at that stat as well for Miracle's Huskar. 84% win rate in pro games.
Disgusting. Huskar players.
And indeed, all things so far setting up to be the start that he needs.
Yeah.
But as you said, it's all about how well Liquid can use this early game to get that lead in the mid game, try and shut down the map, make sure that Rezo doesn't continue to get his farm. Because at the moment, Rezo is absolutely on track to get a very respectable Treads Battle Fury time.
Yeah, it's all about can they close the game out before that anti-mage becomes an issue. But also, there's the thing is the Oracle Huskar is, it's absolutely absurd with its potential, how much you can actually survive with it, but it's not just him. We have to remember, there is also the Lycan in the game, so they do have that kind of backup as well. And heavy amounts of teamfight and lockdown coming in from the Earthshaker.
Charge again, looking towards the mid, but Matuma does have backup. On the sidelines, Kuro's there. They look towards Weehaw for initiation. They have the route. And Weehaw a little too speedy, gets himself back up to the high ground of his side, so they won't continue to chase. Meanwhile, Saxa actually playing around with mind control. Mind control, trying to juke it out. Can go for a Mango Fisher play if he feels the need to do so. Continues to juke it around the tree. Enchant Tome could be enough here as he pops it down, gets the proc with the passive. Matuma Man's able to chase down with the ultimate, and Liquid get themselves another. Once again, Liquid not afraid to send mass heroes in reaction to secure the kills and punish Odd each time they come over to Liquid's half of the map.
Yeah, good jukes through the trees there by mind control. How's Moon been doing? Taking 9, he's been jungling for a bit. Just Iron Talon level 5, so his levels are pretty good, a little bit better than mind control.
And Miracle with his farm, of course, already going to become an issue with this incredibly fast armlet pickup.
Let the aggression begin. Jumps on Moon.
Yeah, he should get this one as well. A couple of spears and Moon almost certainly going to tick out. He'll try and turn. Here we have Miracle. Can the armlet toggle save him? A lot of hate being thrown his way as Weehaw Misery come in. The Laguna Blade will get him. The nuke's too much. They'll take Miracle. Can they get anything more? Saxa's come in, trying to close the gap onto the Visage, but won't quite be quick enough. But a very, very needed and big kill there for Planet Odd, getting the kill onto Miracle.
Yeah, great reaction. They have to make sure that when those dives do come out, they get the kills on the Huskar, especially in the early game, because early levels, the magic resistance isn't as absurd. You know, it's only 30% at maximum resistance. That's only at 10%, so yeah, the Laguna Blade is a great way to deal with him before he gets that max passive.
Eyeing a potential to go for Saxa. Jump forward from Miracle already. The spears start to stack up. No escape for the Rubik, as Liquid will get another freebie down in this bottom lane. This time, not needing to dive at all, as Saxa was looking to just try and pick up some solo XP on that road to the level 6.
Exactly, yeah. They're trying to just leave Rezo alone. They're like, all right, it's gonna be the anti-mage show for this game to deal with the Huskar to the later stage, so give him a max amount of experience in that top lane, give him full free farm, and try to make plays around the map. So Spirit Breaker level 3, Saxa level 4. How are the other supports looking at? Got level 3 Kuroki and level 5 on GH.
We are going to see Misery try to have a bit of a go onto GH. Weeha's there as well with the presence, lands the Light Strike along with the Laguna Blade. That'll be an easy kill.
That's a level 5 Visage too. Good chunk of experience going toward Lina and Misery. Misery really needs that XP.
I mean, maybe Misery's Miracle seeing if he can get something onto Misery, but Misery quick with the TP out. No way to hold him back as he gets himself out of the clutches of Kuro and Miracle.
You know, that is the scary thing too. Like, we're mentioning, you know, the Huskar show, the Huskar game, etc. But the anti-mage can actually do a lot to this game because there's only like 2 forms of lockdown. It's the Earthshaker and the Familiars. Moon actually drops.
Gonna make it.
To the right clicks.
Goes for pretty much his best option there, trying to TP out, but indeed, one right click too many. Gets the kill. Top lane, Saxa and Misery trying to close the gap onto mind control, but couldn't quite get in range for the telekinesis setup. So once again, getting away. As we could see in this laning stage, 9 minutes in, Liquid taking the lead 7 for free, but Rezo and Weehaw still getting all the farm in the world, on par with that of Miracle and Matuma Man. See what the next rotation is, and really the plan's going to be for them. They are going to have to look to start to do something soon about that anti-mage.
It's tough for them to kill him.
I mean, that's absolutely. They need mass lockdown. Once they've got the familiars, definitely the chance there. A good Fisher into the familiar stuns should be more than enough time for Miracle to get the damage stacking up with the burning spears to kill the anti-mage.
Yeah, once they get their levels up on the Oracle, once he's 6 and once they, like, everybody else has their 6s pretty much, that's when Liquid can actually look to start doing, you know, what they want to do with the Huskars, group up and go for that push. With
Up for the high ground, and we'll get the telekinesis onto Matuma. Still gets the ult off, looking to chase down, trying to go for the easier kill. There's the drive-by charge from Misery, holding Matuma down back for a little bit. Saxa will try to deny himself to the Ancients. It's not going to be successful. Echo Slam comes out from Mind Control into the Fissure, setting up for kills on the backline as Matuma tries to chase down Weeha. Lightstrike will hold back the Wolf as the ult will finish. But overall, 2-for-1 trade, favoring that of Liquid. Mind Control continuing to chase down Moon. With a stick charge and Fissure off cooldown in a couple of seconds, that'll do it. Finishes off the Legion as well. Liquid taking the favorable trade. Now and potentially in position to push down middle lane.
Now they've got this one online. This is perfect timing for them to siege the tower, but Glyph is up and Weeha's in position. So nice, that was a good rotation from Mind Control there to set up for that Echo Slam and the Fissure.
And look at this up top. Resolution trying to man up. Does have to be careful. The root will be there along with the TP from Mind Control. Won't have quite enough lockdown on damage, though, to deal with him. As the blink out's there, the rest of Liquid unable to head over and join the fight. More focused on pushing down mid, but Miracle gets toyed around a little bit. The charge will come in, but are we held off as they do respect the potential, and now Miracle just jumps forward. They've got Familiars as well to control Moon, and Miracle picks up another. The team enabling him very nicely as 11 minutes in, he's picked up 5 kills, and he's starting to get that lead that he requires to take control at this stage of the game.
Level 6 is online. Siege the buildings. Need to take down as many tier 1s as possible so they can know wherever Resolution is farming, so they get as much.
They've just found more as well. Oh. As Misery just gets spotted out in the tree line, has to be careful how close he comes with the vision from these Familiars.
Supports on the side of Odd are really suffering right now. 4 deaths on Saxa, 3 on Misery. Just every time they're seen, they just get killed by this super farmed Huskar. 3K gold lead. Siege continues. Oracle sitting behind, level 6 online.
Again, charges there, but almost certainly going to be cancelled as Odd cannot fight like that into the Miracle Huskar.
Yeah, and not when Weeha is low mana. Weeha is their pretty much all their damage in this game for this next, actually for quite a while until Anti-Mage starts getting light, because Legion Commander does not have pretty much like any farm.
Look at this wrap around here. Miracle, he's hunting. He's into the tree line. He knows that Odd like to hang around in this position. The Familiars once again spotting out Moon. Jump forward straight away from the Huskar. Miracle claims 1 life and now potentially looking for more. Misery forced back.
Now Matu on the chase for Wee.
He's trying to go for it. Misery will hold him back with the charge. Lightstrike catches out the Wolves, but it won't catch the big old daddy dog as Matuma chases forward up into the base of Planet Odd, takes down 1, and he's not done yet. Looks towards Misery. The Familiar stuns, holding Misery away from the shrine. He turns, gets the charge off. That will give him the time to activate the shrine, and Misery will survive with that quick charge back play.
Their 4 heroes aren't able to stand toe-to-toe versus Liquid right now when they're online. Rezo is trying to get the farm up. Mind Control is in position, though, to go for some type of play here with a big creep wave, but...
It's very close to having the Blink Dagger as well.
Yeah.
If they start to take some towers and kills like this, it's going to be even closer. Moon just gets jumped on immediately. The plan is coming together for Liquid. This Huskar lineup hitting its momentum and starting to work exactly as they planned. 13 minutes in. 16 for 4, 5K net worth lead, and it's only going to be greater with the push coming in from Liquid. The strats might not have worked out in Game 1 and Game 2, but Kuroi's turned up with a lineup here in Game 3 that seemed very hard for Planet Odd's team to match up against.
Yeah. Mind Control now, first showing of the Blink Dagger.
Jumps in, no messing. Yeah, dropping the Echo for that. But it's keeping this flow going for Liquid. They'll take the tier 2.
They're doing the aggression that they need to do with their lineup. They're not hesitating whatsoever, not letting Resolution get online. He's almost got the Battle Fury finished, but they're already starting to suffer and hemorrhage way too many kills. 17 to 4, everybody is dying except for pretty much like Weeha and Rezo. Wee's died a couple, but yeah, it's the supports and Moon that are 0-4 on Misery, 0-5 on Sux, and 0-6 on Moon. They're just getting ran at, and they're unable to contest like the 3 or 4 heroes that Liquid brings in with their 3 or 4 heroes.
And the jungle as well, Mind Control. He's going to find Saxa, just blink away, doesn't want to try and play around with him on his own. Knows that there's potential backup from Planet Odd, and indeed Planet Odd setting most of their resources down bottom. So Liquid will have the space up top to claim another tower. More money into the pocket of Miracle as he sits comfortably at the top of the net worth board alongside Matuma Man's Lycan. 7,500 net worth lead for the side of Liquid. Planet Odd themselves trying to take objectives in return. They'll find the tier 1 down bottom, continuing to head towards that tier 2. They've almost certainly got to head back as Liquid, they are just claiming tower after tower. 15 minutes in, the top and the middle lane cleared out in terms of tier 1s and tier 2s.
Odd has completely recognized, like, there's nothing, we can't fight. We can't fight the 4v5, we can't fight the 4v4. Our heroes are just not able to do so at all. So it's recovery time, and it's time to try to take it to the late game. Misery even queues up the Midas. They're ready to try to take it to that stage, and that's the only way that they can actually come back in this one, is if they can take it just very, very late, because everyone is so shut down. Moon, the supports, etc.
I mean, this would be massive for Liquid as well. Heading into Roshan, they can grab this Aegis and have this potential to threaten high ground at this early stage of the game. It's going to be absolutely perfect for them. Can Planet Odd do anything about this? They're not in the neighborhood. This Roshan is just going to go down too damn quick with the damage that Matumba Man and Miracle can offer at this stage of the game. And they'll grab it. Aegis in hand. Liquid are ready to go for more. And Planet Odd, as we saw, they wanted to avoid them. And they're still going to want to, but they're going to have to react to these pushes that Liquid are going to come in.
Yeah, Liquid's going to go for high ground here. Yeah. This is the go time. Get the top lane in, get the mid lane in, bottom lane. Maybe they don't even care about the tier 2. Maybe they just go with their own plan.
Completed Halberd on Miracle. I mean, this Huskar is such a damn threat.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
How do you kill him? A well-timed Laguna Blade could do it, but with the backup from Kuroki, it's going to be so damn... GH as well, he's got a completed Solar Crest.
It's looking grim.
So evasion upon evasion. How can they stop this Huskar?
It's looking very grim for Odd.
I mean, Miracle may just jump in and fight. He's going to be held back by the first telekinesis. There'll be the save onto Weeha from Moon, trying to get him out of position. There's the Nether Strike back into the Light Strike array. But indeed, he's just drawing the attention away so the rest of Liquid can claim the tier 3. Now they'll look towards the racks. Miracle just jumping in, moving towards the fountain as he forces Planet Odd back. Mind control, in with the Echo. The stun lock onto 2. Liquid get themselves 2 kills, maybe even more. Moon trying to hide in the trees, but they're spotted him out as well. It's a third down. The same time, though, down bottom, Resolution looking for the split push. There'll be a buyback from Moon, but it really is the base of Planet Odd that's looking in a much dire position. Moon, let's have Saxa jumping on from some Miracle. Saxa does have the stolen jump, brings Miracle down low, but with these armlet toggles and the regen, he's keeping himself alive. Rezo unable to even find the tier 3. He's got to head back or do something. But what can he do about this? I mean, Liquid, they're cleaning up a second set of racks just 17 minutes in. Misery calls GG, well played. It's all over. The Huskar strats from Liquid too strong as they bring the series to a 2-1. Planet Odd still with the lead, but could this be the start of Liquid coming back and making that climb off the back foot of being 2-0 down?
I mean, this one was just this is what happens, you know? Last 2 Huskar Oracle, and when Planet Odd already doesn't have like a hero, that last hero to fit with their other 3, to be able to fight and make the space for the anti-mage, enough space that is to take it to later stages, that's what's gonna happen, you know? Huskar Oracle is just, it's a super devastating strategy, but not only just them, it's also on top of a Lycan who forces the buildings early on, and that's exactly what'll happen.
We've seen it many times in the past with teams that Miracle's been on, where they get this perfect opportunity to run the Huskar Oracle, and as you say, it's, you know, Misery tapped out then. I mean, with the way that the draft has, you've got to have the consideration that in the minds of Planet Odd, they may have known it was all over before that stage.
Yeah, I think they were just there trying to, like, if we can stall this, if we can let Rezo keep getting online like another 15, 20 minutes, then maybe we can come back in this one, but...
Well,
Huskar Oracle.
Happened once. Unlikely to see them necessarily get caught out by a Huskar Oracle strat again. So kind of like a free win there for Liquid, but it gives them that boost, keeps them in this finals. We'll have to see what they come out next in terms of different strats as we'll move forward to Game 4. But indeed, as it stands, Planet Odd still with the lead, 2-1 here in this best-of-5 Dream League Grand Finals. We'll see you very shortly for Game 4. Don't go anywhere.
What if there was a DreamHack PC? What if we told you there is? This is the DreamHack PC, built with the best components on the market, optimized for a flawless esports experience. Just add games,